What's up, Warriors? Welcome to the Path of a Warrior podcast. My name is Dean McBride, your host, and over the next 5 weeks, I'll be taking you in a deep dive into LPU athletics. So our first guest for today, for our debut episode, is none other than the Light Pacific University women's basketball coach, Kyler Kennedy. Coach Kennedy, how are you feeling?
Oh man, feeling great, Dean. Thank you for having me. Excited to talk some Warrior sports.
Of course. So first, before we get into anything, this is obviously a very faith-centered place. So what's your faith background? Did you grow up in the church?
Yes. Yeah, I was blessed to grow up in a Christian household where I was exposed to the gospel at a young age. But for me personally, I didn't really have start my own real walk with Christ, personal walk with Christ, until the end of my senior year of high school.
Okay.
I had 2 ankle surgeries my senior year, which kind of derailed my athletic plans and put them on hold.
Nice.
And essentially, my false idol of basketball was stripped from me for the first time. And at that time, I got invited to a youth group. The Holy Spirit got a hold of my heart. And since then, I was 18 years old. I'm 33 now. Since then, it's been 15 years of getting to know Him more and being very patient with me, and very thankful.
That's good. So obviously, I don't know if that really started your coaching career, but was coaching always the dream for you, or did you, like most people, dream to be like a player in the NBA? You know?
Yeah, I think I realized my NBA dreams maybe cut short, just having kind of a realistic approach to my game. But yeah, there's at my elementary school in 5th grade, I had to do like a thing of what I wanted to do, and it said I wanted to be a coach. And so my grandfather was a coach at the university level for 30 years. My dad played professionally, and my dad coaches high school. So grew up around the game. I was a ball boy from the time I could walk. Definitely, it's something that I always wanted to get into, just because I love the game, I love people, and want to pay it forward for all the people who poured into me.
That's good. Have you coached anywhere aside LPU?
Yeah, so my background is actually on the boys' side. Boys high school is where I began at Mission Hills High School in San Diego, and then boys AAU in San Diego. And so that's what I did for about 8 years out of high school, and that was my background. And then I started coaching girls not until about 6 years ago, when Coach Claire, my wife and I, when she was playing professionally in Finland, I started coaching the U18 team out there in Finland, and that was my first exposure, kind of getting into the female side of the game. And actually, I'm not going to say which one I like more. I don't want to make any former boys players mad.
Of course.
But that's what opened me up into coaching the young ladies, and been here at LPU for the last 4 years.
This is great, yeah. So speaking of your wife, we're going to segue into obviously your wife is one of your assistant coaches. What does that mean to you? Like, how important is that to you to kind of have that aspect of I have the team, but I also have my wife here with me?
Yeah, well, I always joke saying, even though I'm the head coach, I always say she's the neck, and we're not going to turn much without her.
Of course.
And I mean, look, to be a good coach, it requires a lot of time, and it requires a lot of pouring out. And it's amazing, but it is a time-consuming and an emotional-consuming job. So to be able to share that with my wife, and we get to have all these shared experiences together, and get to share these experiences with my best friend, the love of my life, is just beyond a blessing.
Of course, and I'm sure game planning at the house is really fun too.
Yeah, she's always right.
Yeah,
she's always right.
Of course. I understand.
And I'll brag on my wife. She did play professionally and stuff, which I never did. So she probably is. I should listen to her more, actually.
There you go. She got you there.
Yeah.
What led you to LPU specifically? What drove you here?
Yeah, so after COVID, Coach Claire and I, we were moving back to the United States after being out of the country for a while. And we were, Davis Noemi, our athletic director, he was I knew of him. I didn't know him personally, but I knew of him through a friend of a friend. And the coach at the current time, Coach Bree Williams, shout out to Coach Bree, who was huge in laying a great foundation for our program. She was going to be moving on and moving out of state, and so they were looking to fill the position. And kind of got in touch with Davis about that. and came in with the mindset of like, look, let's try it out for a year and see how it goes. Ended up just falling in love with the campus, the mission of the university, and the girls we coach.
Yeah. And it's been going well ever since. You guys have been breaking records every year. What's kept you here? Just kind of like, obviously you're now. We were talking before the show that you're now like the longest tenured coach here. Like what's kept you here for so long?
Yeah, I think it's just the mission beyond the court. I believe in the mission of the university. I want to see Jesus just transform lives, because that's what he's done for me. I've seen him do it for people on this university, at this university, for girls on our team. Being an 18 to 25-year-old in college, and even older, it's a tough time. So having the chance to keep Christ at the center of everything, including even basketball, which at the college level, basketball can be very business-like, very transactional, where it's a special place where we can keep the main thing while also pursuing excellence on the court and in the classroom.
I know. We're also talking before the show about how like you obviously had like a really low number of transfers in the past 2 years. Maybe had 2 and they both transferred up. Like what does that mean to be able to like keep this culture around where like the same girls are coming in year after year with the same mission, the same drive, the same persistence?
Yeah, we're very blessed. I mean, like, I am not God's gift to basketball in any way. I'm not a perfect coach, but we do love the girls and we do love the school, and I think the girls love each other, and that's the thing. We just want to create a positive environment where they can be challenged, because the only way you can grow is by being challenged. An environment where we can try to tell the truth in love, and more importantly though, it's the girls themselves that they're hungry. They're hungry to do well, and they're hungry to do well for each other, not out of selfish gain. So I think that contributes to that.
Of course, yeah. So are those the kind of players you're looking for? Like what should a recruit like look at LPU and say like, this is a team that does what?
Yeah, I think that this is a team that scraps, that plays with heart. That is not selfish but selfless.
There we go.
That is willing to sacrifice to be a part of something bigger than themselves. In a way to say, we have 30 games in a year, but you're going to see each other like 250 days a year. So,
of course.
So what kind of person are you? Are you enjoyable to be around? We always talk about, are you a faucet or a drain? Are you like pouring out into other people, or are you taking energy from other people?
That's good.
So that from a character standpoint, that's what we want. And then from a competitive standpoint on the court, just people who are hungry to get better. We talk about getting 1% better each day. You can't always control the results, but you can control your process. And we want to have an elite process with high standards and an expectation. I always talk about too, it's anyone could be a part of something that's been great for a long time. And the cool thing, what we've been doing here is, even though our school is 100 years old, our women's basketball program is only 10 years old. So we've had the privilege of being able to build something from scratch. And that is a fun challenge that we want people who are hungry to make history.
And of course you've been like breaking history, setting records like every year. You guys think you got a 4th straight year of like setting another record?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. We try not to necessarily measure our success by wins only, but I know a big goal that the girls have been talking about is we want to make the GSAC playoffs next year. Because once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. I mean, the GSAC championship game this year was Hope beat Arizona Christian. Yeah. I mean, we lost to Hope by 4 points, I believe, and we beat Arizona Christian. So we feel like we're there. We just got to do it on a consistent level and get ready to go get after it.
Of course, I remember that game against Arizona Christian. That was one of the most fun games of the year. Yeah.
It was first half was fun, second half a little stressful.
Yeah, a little stressful.
And then very fun at the end.
Yeah, very fun at the end, man. Those clutch shots at the end. All right, well, I think that's all the time we have for now. Thank you, Coach Kyler, for coming on the show. Thank you, viewers, for listening in. Next week, we'll bring in our Director of Volleyball, Liz Salas. If you have any other questions for Coach Kyler, or if you have any questions for Coach Liz next week, please leave them in the comments. And as always, it's a great day to be a Warrior, so let's go Warriors.
Come on, quick shout out, Dean McBride, my man right here, voice of the Warriors. When he's on the mic at a home game, 8-point swing automatically. Appreciate you.
Hey, thank you. Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.